Good people, good people, good people. Welcome back to the Gumptown Podcast, episode 173. I'm Doug B. If you tuned in to this podcast, thank you for your time and your attention. I really appreciate you giving it a shot. Today's guest is the founder and owner of Ahmir Clothing, LLC. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I'm sure we'll all be inspired by her story. Let's chop it up with LaKeisha Oliver. LaKeisha, how's it going?
Great. How you doing?
Glad to hear that. And all is well on my end, too. First things first, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to chop it up with me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Of course, here to talk about all the great things you got going on with Amir Luxury Clothing. But before we go there, let's get to know the woman behind the brand. Born and raised in the Gump, what was your upbringing like?
Oh, it was pretty good. I don't have no complaints about that.
Okay, okay. So you had a good village growing up in the city.
I did. I did.
Hey, that's what it takes. It takes a village to get through life when with children as well as with adults. So I'm glad that you had a great upbringing, great village. And what high school did you graduate from?
From Carver High School.
Ah, over there on the west side, they call it Sea House, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, much respect, much respect. So after you finished up high school, did you go to college, military, or did you go right to work?
Yes, I went to Virginia College, got my associate's degree in pharmacy technician.
Okay, sounds good. Went over to Virginia College and got degreed up, did what you had to do. So was what you majored in? Was that something you always wanted to do?
Not really. It
Okay.
just looked like it was interesting, so I took it up and I actually enjoyed it for a couple years.
Okay, completely understand that. And sometimes we have to go on our different journeys, different trajectories to figure out what we want to do and what we don't want to do. But hey, I appreciate you for sharing that.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds good. Awesome stuff. So did you end up going into the workforce, working in your field for your degree, or what did you do after you graduate?
When I graduated, I went on to college, to Virginia College, and I got my associate degree, and then I worked in pharmacy, I want to say about 4 to 5 years after receiving my degree. And after then, what did I do then? Uh I can't remember.
It's all good. It's all good. The most important thing is you did get a chance to put your degree to use. That was what I was aiming for. So that's good. You got a chance to work in that field for a few years, and just overall, how was your experience working in that field while you were there?
Oh, it was great. It was great. I met a lot of great people through the pharmacy. Um I did a lot of went to a lot of different like CVS's and Walgreens and stuff in that nature. So I got a chance to network with different people. So that was fun.
Okay, sounds good. That's what it's all about. Just building those relationships, networking, like you said, and that's great. You got a chance to get exposed and work for some of those big time companies and create some great relationships. That's good stuff.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So, upon you leaving the pharmacy arena and transitioning out of that space, like what led to that decision to leave that space?
Well, actually, when I got done with pharmacy, I actually started my own tax business, which is called a mere tax solution. And that has been operating now, I want to say 13 years. And in the meantime of me doing that, I currently work at United States Postal Service. So I've been doing both of those for the last, well, I've been at the post office 8 years and a mere tax solution about 13 years.
Okay, that's great. Working for the post office and got your own business as well with the tax solution. So, what exactly led you to want to go into that space of tax solution?
Um, my cousin, his name is Thomas Porterfield. About right at 13 years ago, he asked me, did I want to, learn how to do taxes? And I was like, I guess. I mean, I could try it and, just to see. And from there, I end up meeting a lot of different people, gaining a lot of different clientele, and I actually loved it. And I worked with him, I want to say about 5 years. And after the 5 years, I just pursued my own.
Mm, Okay. Definitely makes sense. And that's interesting that you made that transition out of the pharmacy tech into accounting. Like those are two different fields, but it sounds like you were able to make that pivot and adjust quite quickly.
Yes, yes, I did.
Okay, absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. So of course we're here to talk about what you got going on with a mere luxury clothing line. That's how I discovered you just on Facebook and just uh got a chance to do some research on the clothing line. So tell us a little bit about it. Like how exactly did you come up with that name and get into this clothing line space?
Okay, so actually the name Amir, it came from my late son. He passed in 2015. So that name, that's how I came up with the text business name and pursued it on to the clothing line. And we actually came up with the clothing line. My oldest son, named Jeremiah, we spent a lot of money on different designer clothes, and he was like, one day he was like, Mom, we probably need to just do our own clothing line. So I'm like, okay, we could try it out, just to see. So we went back and forth on it for about a year. And then this year, August 1st, 2024, we actually decided to, go ahead with it, with the plan, and then we end up opening up on August 1st.
That's an amazing story, and I definitely offer my condolences to the loss of your son, and I appreciate you for sharing that.
Oh yes, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. And okay, so your oldest son, he said, "Hey, we already spending money on these designers, making other folks rich. It's time for us to start our own." I love it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, sounds good, sounds good. So just in terms of since you opened up in August, what's been the experience and how has the support from the city been since you launched the business?
Actually, I had great support from Montgomery Chambers. They actually did my grand opening with me, which was a true blessing. Because I actually got to network with different people at the grand opening, and doing different things with those, getting the name out there, giving me some more ideas on what I can do with the business. So with Montgomery Chambers, stepping in, that was a great blessing for me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. That's definitely a blessing. And shout out to Montgomery Chamber for doing that grand opening. And sounds like it was a great time. Just overall, the city's been behind you, supporting you. It sounds like you all been rocking and rolling.
Oh yes, it has. It has.
Okay, good stuff. So with you working at the post office full time and you have these two businesses that you're running, the tax business as well as the clothing line. So what do you do to relax and decompress? You got a lot on your plate, LaKeisha.
I know, and actually that's a good question. Right now I'm just getting everything going. So I don't know, like for fun, I don't know. I'm just constantly trying to think of the next thing, to do to keep everything flowing and keep everything above water. So fun, I don't know.
Okay. Hey, it's all good. I completely understand. Like you in that grind mode, you getting it, making it happen, doing what you got to do. Like ain't no time to decompress and chill right now. But eventually, when you get the businesses running at an optimal level, you'll find a little time to chill then, I'm sure.
Oh yes, yes, I will. I definitely will.
Okay, awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. So whenever I have entrepreneurs on the platform like yourself, I like to talk about three things: the aha moment, action, and audacity. As it relates to the clothing line, I know was talking about your aha moment, your oldest son, just identifying, hey, we're already spending money on designer, let's launch our own business. So from the time you had that aha moment and your oldest son brought that to your attention, how long did it take you to take action towards coming up with a name, getting the LLC and all the business stuff together?
It actually took us right at a year. He brought it to my attention right around like July 2023. And we actually didn't launch until August 2024. So to get everything together, with the business license, finding a building, actually finding our uh what is that? Our wholesale for the clothing. It took a while because you have to pick the right manufacturer to do your clothes, because you don't want to just pick anybody and you trying to do a luxury brand and your clothes not luxury. So it took us some time to get all that stuff together. And the biggest thing was finding a building, finding the right location. That would took the most time, and then getting clearance from the state of Alabama. Now that right there, that is something to deal with.
Okay. That sounds good. Appreciate you for sharing that in a year. That's that's not a long time, as we know. A year go by like a month these days. So you all got right to it and spent a whole lot of time overthinking, overanalyzing, got right to it, got everything right, made sure all the paperwork was right, made sure all the clearances are there. Hey, that's how you do business, Keisha. LaKeisha, you gotta do it the right way.
Yes, yes, you do.
Okay, good stuff. That last portion, audacity. It's one thing to have an idea. It's another thing to act on the idea, but to put it out to the world, to be praised or criticized, that's where the audacity comes in. Just sounds like you gave yourself the audacity to put the brand out to the world.
Um, yeah. You said you was asking me what now?
Um, my apologies. I was just saying, like, just in terms of who gave you that courage, that audacity to put a mere clothing out to the world to be praised or criticized.
Oh, that would go to my son. That
Okay.
would definitely go to him.
Okay, well, hey, shout out to your son for lighting that fire and inspiring you to put it out to the world. And you all been rocking and rolling, open up in August, and you still doing the thing.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So you've done great things as an entrepreneur in the tax solutions as well as the clothing line space. And I know great things are coming down the pipeline, which leads to my next portion, vision. What are some of your short-term or long-term goals for the business that you feel comfortable sharing?
Yes. Well, my short term goals is what I have opened up now, with the tax business and with the clothing line, and I also do rental properties. I have a couple of those that I rent out. But the long term goals that I have for all three business is, for the tax business, I plan on opening up more tax businesses, hiring more people to do that, so it just won't be me. I also plan in 2025, I'm going to launch my own website for the tax business, meaning instead of people purchasing like tax wise or some of the other tax programs, I'm actually in the process of building my own. So you will be purchasing my webinar for your tax business. So that'll be a great thing for people who's thinking about opening up their tax business or who already open up their tax businesses and have different clients. They can work off under my program. That's the long term with the tax business. Now with the clothing business, I plan on launching online so it can be worldwide. And then after that, I plan on opening up different branches in different locations in different cities. And with the third property, rental properties, I plan on buying more of those and renting those out.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. A lot of great short-term, long-term goals, and I have no doubt you'll make them all come to fruition.
Oh, yes, that's the plan. It's God's will.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. So as we wrap up the podcast, LaKeisha, I want to ask a $1 million question. I started this podcast because I wanted to highlight the greatness connected to the city of Montgomery. Whether you were born here or lived here for a significant period of your life, be it college, military, or work, you being a hometown hero. I want to ask you, what do you appreciate the most about the city of Montgomery?
I appreciate the city of Montgomery for the opportunity of growth. If anyone, has the idea of what they want to do with their long-term goals, I encourage them to do it. You won't know if you're going to fail or succeed unless you try it. So my advice to the city of Montgomery and helping is it's always room for growth. Like don't let nothing or anything or anybody stand in your way of your goals and your dreams. Like you have the key to whatever you want to unlock in this world. Nobody else.
That's a gem. Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. So, LaKeisha, how can the people connect with you? What are your social media handles?
You can. I'm on Facebook. It's at Amir Clothing, LLC. I'm also on TikTok. It's Amir Clothing LLC, and also Instagram. It's Amir Clothing LLC. So anytime you can type in Amir Clothing LLC, it should pop up and should be able to follow and see what all new that I have coming out or what's going on or anything sales or anything. Any of those three, I can be located.
Okay, too easy. And of course, I'll put all of that information in the description of the episode. Hey, LaKeisha, thanks again for the conversation. I really appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Good people, that concludes another dope episode of the Gumptown Podcast. In the meantime, in between time, y'all know what to do. Be blessed, be safe, but most importantly, have the audacity to be you. Go on.